Good evening, point spread betters. I'm super pumped. This is week one of something that I hope will last for many weeks for the rest of our lives. This will be a lot of fun. I'm gonna go through all the games, and then I'm gonna start off with the games that I don't bet. My last five will be my do bets. So you know if you're with me, against me, figure out what's going on. We'll start off with the Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. Tennessee at +5.5. I didn't touch this game just because I could just see this game going two different ways. Like Cleveland's got this huge, hype. Everything's gonna be great. A lot of pressure on them to perform this week, and I don't know. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. I could also see Tennessee going in there and giving them a dirty, grimy game at 5.5 points. I could see Cleveland blowing them out. I wouldn't blame anybody for betting on them. It's probably who I would bet on, but a lot of the professional money's going on Tennessee, so I just didn't touch this game. I see potential for disaster there. One of those ones where at the end of the day you're like, how did Tennessee end up only losing by 3? We'll move on to the next game on the list here. I've got this is an interesting one. If I was just like a pure analytics bettor, if any of us were, we would bet on the Miami Dolphins at +6.5. Because every bet in the world is on Baltimore, but the money is on Miami. So you've got like 80% of the bets on Baltimore, 80% of the money on Miami. I'm just not ballsy enough to do it. I mean, I still bet on teams, which doesn't make me a professional. So if you're a pro, you bet on the number. And if you're a pro here, you bet on the Dolphins. Moving on to the next game. I was really close to taking this game. I like the Falcons +4 in Minnesota, but it seems like a sucker bet. So I stayed away from it. I'm just bullish on the Falcons this year, guys. I think that I love that offense. If they can get a healthy year out of Devontae Freeman, I think that they're going to be really good. I think they're a Super Bowl contender. But week one on the road at Minnesota is going to be a tough environment. I was really close to taking this one. I would go with Atlanta. I'm not that high in Minnesota, but I just don't like the road matchup there for the Falcons. Buffalo at the Jets. This is just, the +3 line. Buffalo getting 3. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. You got two second-year quarterbacks. I think I would lean Jets here. I'd lay the 3, but again, kind of sounds suckerish, and I kind of want to stay away from that stuff this year. And really, I just don't. I know the Brinnick boys. Like, yeah, I know you guys are. I know Joe's a big Le'Veon Bell guy, and I don't know. Like, I got to see it. This is one of those games I'm going to be interested to watch this game because I just want to see how Le'Veon Bell fits into that offense. Are we going to get real Le'Veon, or was real Le'Veon just part of the Pittsburgh machine? I'm going to be really interested to see how that works out. So I would go the Jets there, but again, a little too close. Washington at Philadelphia, biggest line of the week. Washington, our line's at 10. It's up to 10.5 by now. So everything's coming in on Philadelphia. That's a big number to lay in the NFL. I just don't know. I can't lay double digits in the NFL. It's got to be something crazy. I'm not going to lay double digits. So I passed there. If I had to bet, I would take Philadelphia. I'm sure all the smart money's on Washington. Who knows what happens? It's just a lot of points. I can't do it. Can't do it. Moving on, another game that I kind of liked. Kind of wanted to bet. I like the Carolina Panthers at home, getting points. 1.5 on ours. I don't know. The travel for the Rams, I always like betting East Coast teams against West Coast teams with the travel and all that. I love Christian McCaffrey. Who knows what's going to happen with Gurley. Goff, I'm not a huge Goff guy either. I like McVay and I like his genius, but I'm not a Goff guy. I think that McVay is the puppet master there, and maybe we'll see how that plays out, but I would go Carolina there. Houston, I think it's this Monday Night Football, but Houston +7 at New Orleans, just a total pass. I have no idea how that game's going to play out. Kind of seems to me like that would be a lot of points. Seems to me like it could be a lot of points, and it could be a competitive game, and then you don't even get to cover at +7 because there's a late touchdown, and you're down 14 or double digits all of a sudden. We'll see how that one plays out, but if I had to bet, I would take Houston. I like the points, but I just think there's too many points to be scored there. Kansas City at Jacksonville. again, this is another game that like opened up at like 5.5. Jacksonville getting 5.5 plus 5.5, and it's down to 3.5. I don't know. I think Jacksonville's going to be decent this year. I think Kansas City could be a team on a mission this year as well. So again, that's a game that I'm just interested to watch to see what happens. Next game, second biggest line of the week, is the Bengals going to Seattle getting 9.5. The Bengals are terrible. I think they might be one of the worst teams. They're probably one of the 3 worst teams in the NFL. Seattle's great at home, but you know, like I don't know. Like I think sometimes like I don't know how many times I've been watching games and I'm watching the 4 o'clock game and Seattle's at home against Arizona, and they're only up, I don't know, 6-3 at halftime. And I'm frustrated because Seattle should be beating the shit out of somebody, and they're not. So I stay away from it. I don't like betting on Seattle just for that fact. And again, NFL, 9.5 points, a lot of points to give up. We'll go down to the desert with the Cardinals hosting our Detroit Lions. I mean, there's no reason the Lions should lose this game. There's no reason the Lions shouldn't cover. But I don't bet on the Lions, and neither should you. You know, it's just... There's no, I mean, Arizona has a new head coach, a new quarterback. The Lions supposedly have a good defense. I mean, on paper they do. So yeah, they should win that game easily, in my opinion. But again, game I will not touch. All right, ready? I'm gonna get into Dave's picks. I'm gonna go my favorite pick will be last. And so we'll start at number 5. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Again, a little that East Coast, West Coast theory. I don't know, hot, sunny day in Tampa Bay, sweaty. Tampa's only laying 1 point, so pretty much a pick 'em. I like the offensive weapons that Tampa has. I don't like Jameis Winston that much, but, you know, consider the travel that San Francisco has to do and the fact that, you know, I mean, really, what does San Francisco have going for him? I mean, unless Jimmy Garoppolo comes out and, you know, all of a sudden he's actually, you know, a top-tier quarterback, I think this is an easy win for Tampa, and I like laying the point here. I like Tampa winning a game here at home, home opener, you know, hot as hell. San Francisco doesn't know how to hydrate in that humidity. I go Tampa Bay. This will be a funny one. I like the New York Giants, +7. Going to Dallas, and the Giants will probably be a bottom 5 team in the league this year. But they have a fresh, you know, this is a start to a new season. Eli Manning is a liability to most, but I think in this instance, he's actually a positive. And this might be the first time, the only time in the season that Eli Manning is a positive. You know, we're going to be playing a divisional opponent on the road. You know, we have Saquon Barkley. You know, we can keep this game close. Divisional games generally, I just they're going to be closer, and I like the Giants to give me a cover here. I mean, I like Dallas to win, but I like being in that 7-point number. I wish it was 7.5. 7.5 number would be a huge play. I might even make it as my play of the week, but at 7, I'm going to keep her there. We'll go to out to the Oakland Coliseum where the Las Vegas Raiders are hosting the Denver Broncos, and I'm getting a 1.5, and I get Denver, a non-controversial team, a non-controversial organization versus the biggest dumpster fire in the NFL right now. You know, the Antonio Brown stuff is all happening today. Antonio Brown is now a New England Patriot, for goodness sakes. You know, kind of seems like they even got hoodwinked on that one. Like, I mean, really, did Antonio Brown, like, just whittle his way out of Oakland immediately when he didn't think it was going well? I mean, the guy's crazy, but, I mean, this guy's getting, like, $9 million guaranteed this season to play for the best team in the NFL. It kind of seems to me like maybe this was all part of the deal. Anyway, I like organization. I don't like disorganization, so I go with the Broncos. I'll take the 1.5. Moving on to my second favorite game of the week. Joe probably won't like this because Joe's a big old Tom Brady guy. Not that I think the Patriots probably will win on Sunday Night Football. But, I mean, probably the second best run organization in the NFL are Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know how many primetime games I've watched with the Steelers where, maybe they didn't have the best talent or whatever, it didn't matter. Like, the Steelers are always in games. I don't remember the Steelers getting blown out. Ever. Like, they don't get blown out in games. 6 points is a big number to lay for the Patriots, so I'm going to take the 6 for the Steelers. I mean, I think they have something to prove, and I think it's actually kind of interesting now that Antonio Brown is a Patriot, even though he's not going to play, that they're going to go to Foxborough and get to put one on them. So I think a competitive game, I see that as a field goal game, and I love getting the 6 points. Pick of the week. I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts at the LA Chargers. Number one, fun fact, I hate having to write down LAC because I still think it's the Los Angeles Clippers. If I look at LAC, that's what it should be. The Los Angeles Chargers play in a soccer stadium with 30,000 road fans every week. The Colts number has gone up because of the Andrew Luck retirement thing. And just a real quick aside, why do we all have to love the fact that Andrew Luck retired? Like, why can't we boo and hate it? I mean, really, if Matt Stafford would have retired in Game 4 of the preseason and I was at Ford Field, I mean, I don't know if I would have booed. But I'd be like, dude, you're screwing us over. And that's what those fans thought. So why do we have to not? Why can't we're allowed to criticize athletes? I'm sorry, I get criticized. I don't even make good. I make normal money. Criticize people. It's fine. Like, that's life. Anyway, I think the Colts are undervalued. I think the Colts could still be a playoff team. I don't hate Jacoby Brissett. I like T.Y. Hilton. I like Marlon Mack. I like their tight end combo. So I'm going to go Colts here plus 6.5. A big number. I'd love it to be 7, but that number's been moving up consistently over the last couple of weeks after Andrew Luck retired. And that's where I go with that. That is week 1, gentlemen. Text me, tell me how bad I am. That's fine, but probably I'll just win. That's all. Take care, fellas.